can we talk a little bit about what happens when it is the parent's only child who is seriously ill and the parents are having to make decisions for their child around that? And I'll give you an example of what I'm talking about. I had a conversation with a mother not too long ago whose daughter has a heart condition, very rare and life-threatening, very life-threatening heart condition, and is now, I don't know how old she is, maybe 7. And the mother knows that the possibility of that transplant is in her daughter's future, but it is not necessarily the best. It will likely be the only thing they could do, but isn't necessarily the best thing they can do. One of the options is to transition just to palliative care at that point. They're not there yet, but she's imagining having to make the decision, transplant or no transplant. And what this mother said to me was, I'm really worried that I'm going to make a decision because I'm afraid of being alone without her, as opposed to because I know it's in her best interest. And I was so moved by this mother's self-awareness and her honesty, and also that quandary.
A horrible situation. And it sounds as if that particular mother is sufficiently self-aware and thoughtful that probably will make a decision that she will be able to look back on and think, I really think she will not regret the decision that she took. But it certainly is the situation where a child dies who is the only child is a pretty awful situation. I mean, so is every other situation, because it just has such consequences for the role that the parents move from, I mean, which is being parents to no longer being parents, as opposed to continuing to be parents for the children who are left. And I don't know what the literature says about this, but it would seem to me that the challenge for the parents is to find a way both to remember their child, but to continue being in the world in a way that makes sense to both of them. And whether it is, and also it's a challenge to the relationship, because they were joint parents and now they have to go back to grieving in their own ways and yet continuing to be a pair, and how they do that, and without not exactly the distraction, but without the focus of having another child or several children there to be with. So sort of the spotlight is more glaring in a way. And how each parent works it out will determine whether they can continue to make a go of it together or whether they don't.